what are we going to trade? So really there's two choices in terms of what we can trade. And I don't think you don't have to be exclusive to either one. I certainly am not. But ETFs, or exchange traded funds, they really give us great diversification into a particular sector or index. So, for example, we can trade the SPY, which is the S&P 500, or we can trade SMH, which is semiconductors, versus an individual stock. So one thing about ETFs generally have a lower buying power reduction. So if you're selling an ETF, your broker will probably require less money put aside than an individual stock. So that's kind of on the ETF side. And, in addition, ETFs generally have a limited selection as compared to stocks. So you might have, in terms of tradable ETFs, you might have 50, be my guess. I mean, you'd have to really dig hard to find 50. Probably 20 is the most that I've ever traded. And then, as opposed to ETFs, you can trade individual stocks, and we do that all the time. So individual stocks generally will pay a higher credit and have a higher profit potential. So, and one thing about stocks is they will have the opportunity for higher risk, higher implied volatility. So if you're really looking for the highest implied volatility, stocks are going to give you that more than an ETF. On the downside, a stock can have what we call a single company risk, meaning that, we may wake up tomorrow morning, open up our, browser, or open up the Wall Street Journal and find out that a particular stock had some kind of scandal going on, or they just had some kind of, maybe a merger fell through, or they lost a big client. So that's a risk that a single stock would have as opposed to an ETF. And they also tend to have a higher buying power reduction. So if you're just doing, say, a naked put in a stock, it's going to require more money set aside than an ETF. Any questions there?